Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Andersen. I am Zach Andersen. Today we are here at Sage Sound Studios for the 46th edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Therese Masotta. So thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to ask you the difficult questions as long as it has to do with something with the letters of your name. So we're going to start with T. What themes or topics do you tend to write about in your songs?
I think I find that a lot of it has to do with like a love interest. Mm-hmm. It feels, when I was like taking a step back and looking at all my songs, it feels kind of like, cliche, but then a lot of them are about that.
Right.
But I think also like adventures that I've been on, mm-hmm. And that kind of, the theme of like finding a home, whether that be with a person or with place, mm-hmm. The like growth that I've been on, like the journey that I've been on perhaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does end up being just kind of like subtle, not so subtle messages to people that I wanted to say something to, mm-hmm. but then never did, so I'll just say it behind the scenes, shrouded in song.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
You definitely know how that is.
Yeah.
And what artists have had an impact or influence on your writing or your style of play?
I think it's kind of a hard one. I mean, a lot of folk artists have, but weirdly, I feel like Regina Spektor, because she's like a small woman also. I think I borrow a lot of like how to look on stage from her. So I went to go see one of her shows when I was in college, and I think like she's just a good role model for me to kind of like model myself after, and like borrow what works on stage from. Sort of like an awkward charm.
Right.
So I think, I've drawn a lot from
I can
her.
see a little of her in you, so.
Yeah. just a little bit.
Now, what is something essential you have to do before performing? Do you have any like pre-show rituals or anything of that sort?
I think I have to just like do the song a million times so that it's muscle memory.
Okay.
So that when I get on stage, I don't have to think about anything.
Right.
I just am like, exist, and I kind of like go. That ritual of like repeating repetitiveness helps me like sink into the calm place, I guess, so that I don't have to think about anything. Makes it easier.
And now, if somebody walked through this door, a big producer, and he asks you to hear one song of yours to make or break you kind of thing, what song would you play for him?
I would play my song "Stand Up."
Okay.
Do I have to tell you why?
If you'd like to, you don't have to.
I feel like that one is very good.
All right.
But it's also like kind of catchy, and I think that would be like the please take me.
Yes. Catchy's always a good selling point. So. Yeah. And tell me about your first ever live experience. How did you feel beforehand? Where was it? Any special memories from that time?
When was? I don't want to dive into my dark past of having done musicals since I was in fifth grade.
We don't have to touch that.
We can just sweep that under the rug. I think probably the first time that I like performed one of my like original songs was at an open mic in college. Okay. So it's kind of like, I can do that. Wow, cool. And I think I was super nervous. But again, it was like something that I had practiced a bunch of times. I had unknowingly like started doing that, it was like just in my bones, so that felt fine. I think like after that I had then played a song that was like a bit of a reach, And that was nerve-wracking, and like I kind of like learned the lesson the hard way of like, oh my god, you need to prepare before you perform, because it sucks when you don't. But yeah, I guess I just remember like being supported by the people. I think it was like a dorm floor, like open mic. And I also learned that I love doing silly stuff. Me and my friend did Dayman from It's Always Sunny, and in the end of that. So I like did some originals and then that one, and that's when I was like, oh, this is great.
All right. And when you're writing a song, do you tend to write the lyrics first, the music, the melody? Does it vary song to song?
It's like chaos back and forth. So it's like, I'll write all the lyrics and be like, ah, so good, mwah, genius. And then like I come up with the chords and I'm like, oh god, terrible, doesn't fit. Wow, and then I have to like do the lyrics all over again, and then I change my mind on like the chords, and I'm going back and forth, and then eventually I settle on the finished product. But yeah, it's chaos.
All right. And what do you enjoy most about performing live?
Maybe like the ability to mess up, like the reality of messing up, and then having to come back from it and like act on your toes in response to a certain situation. Like, you know, I guess it just makes it really real. Like, we're human, right? So like we're not robots, not everything's gonna be perfect. So, well, I'm not a robot at least. I swear. But yeah, so like if I mess up, then I have to do something about it. I can't, you know. So it's I think that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Definitely. And I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourself that many people may not know. And you can admit that you're a robot.
I am not a robot. No.
Can you pick out these traffic lights?
No, not the traffic lights. Don't ask for wheels either. No, so one thing would be that I have asthma. Yeah, it sucks. So like it's exercise induced, and I like to exercise. So it's like hard
so
to breathe.
you hike a lot.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, you know, I act like I don't have it. And then, second interesting fact would be I remember all my dreams really well.
Okay.
So like when I wake up in the morning, they'd like stick with me, and I guess I've found that like a lot of people can't remember their dreams, so I don't know, it comes up. And then third interesting fact that people don't know about me. In 2017, I hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is not the fact, because I think a lot of people know that.
With the asthma.
With the asthma, yes. And so at the end, like I posted a picture of myself on Katahdin, because that's the last mountain. And like much later, almost a year later, like into the next hiking season, I got a ton of like notifications on my Facebook, and I was like, what is going on? Like, why are people tagging me in this like post? And I'm getting messages, and it was because some random girl on the internet found my photo of me on Katahdin and like just picked that one randomly and saved it to her phone and like poorly photoshopped her face over mine.
Wow.
And then looked at it every day, and like and then at the end, when she finished, she was like, hey, does anyone know this chick? Like, I found her picture and I used it as a motivation to hike. And I was like, whoa, it's so weird. so yeah, and it's like she posted on the Facebook, so it's just like a picture of my body with her head like in a square over it. And I was like, you know what,
That's
cool.
Great.
Like, I mean, I don't know how that happened. The luck of the draw, but yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I want to see the picture actually.
I'll send it to you.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, of course.
And if you want to check out more from Therese Masotta, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to a performance from Therese. So thanks for checking us out, and we'll see you soon.
climbed to the sky, and that's how we met. On the edge of the world, you showed me the cliffs that were inside your head, and I wanted to be your girl. You told me it wasn't love that you were running from. You're running towards a sign, and even if that sign didn't change your life, it was all that was on your mind. And the sun, they set us apart in the evening and break our moments into. I'll always know that our time was worth having, 'cause you were the best I could do for now. You will go on and I'll stay behind. That's just the way it goes. There's so much to see when you take the time, and I wanna see it all. And the sun, they set us apart in the evening and break our moments into. I'll always know that our time was worth having, 'cause you were the best I could do for now. The morning was quiet the day that you left. You woke me in the early light, and when the mountains end, you'll go back to Michigan, and I'll